Hello, environmental science students, for Ms. Brunzel and Mr. Burke. Today I'm going to talk about your activity that you're going to be doing this week. It involves natural selection simulation. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the assignment. For this assignment, you need to click on the link down below. Practice a couple times with either type of simulation. I'll show you what that means in just a second. When you're done, follow up by answering the following questions that you see below. So first of all, I'm going to click right here. And I can see there's the intro, and then of course there's the lab, and there's really only a few differences, and I'll click on both and show you what the differences are. But for now, I'm going to start with the intro. You can see a couple things you can change. You can make it snow. You can keep it sunny. You can add mutations. Mutations would change the fur color of a few of the rabbits while maintaining the same color for the other rabbits. You can introduce environmental factors. If you read the chapter already, you know there are quite a few environmental factors, anything from parasites to predation and prey relationships. In this case, the wolf population does feed on the rabbit population. You can also limit the amount of food, and when you do that, that changes the carrying capacity for an ecosystem. What that'll in turn do is it'll cause rabbits to have to compete with one another for the same food source, and only certain rabbits will survive, whereas others will probably die off completely. So let's go ahead and mate. Once you do so, that starts the simulation process. Each time the clock goes forward, it's basically saying another generation has passed by. So first generation. And generation just simply means that they have offspring. So here we go to second generation of offspring. And then we're going to have a third generation of offspring in just a second. I'm going to let a few generations go by. My goal is to keep this clock always going, because as soon as it stops, that means I'm done. I can't continue the game anymore. That could mean there's too many rabbits, the world's been taken over, or it means that there's not any food left, or the wolves have eaten all of the entire rabbit population. So I've just introduced the wolf population. If I don't want the wolf population there, I can just untoggle and take the check mark off the box. I can limit the food source. By limiting the food source, unfortunately, not all the rabbits are going to be able to get enough food. I can reintroduce the wolf population, also known as a keystone species. Unfortunately, now the bunnies have taken over the world. I didn't get enough of an opportunity to introduce the keystone species. If you don't know what that is, a species that maintains or helps keep back a certain population from overpopulating, in this case, the rabbit population. Because what would happen if we had too many rabbits? They would eat everything, and of course, nothing else could live there. You couldn't have a squirrel population, you couldn't have birds, you couldn't have anything, because nothing's left to feed on. So you can see here that you can just click on any of these and just have fun going through and seeing what happens if you toggle on certain variables, whether it's snowing or it's seasonal, or whether the rabbit fur color changes or evolves because of a mutation. And I'm going to add the mutation here in a second. I want to see how long it takes for that to pair among the rabbit population. So I went ahead and added it. It says it's not yet ready. So I clicked on it, but it's not yet ready. We'll wait until it clicks over. I'm going to go ahead and introduce the wolf population. And hopefully I can get to the point where I start to see the mutation occur. I'm going to pull back on the wolf population. So I unclick the box for the wolf population just to give it a chance to rebuild and see if a mutation will appear anytime soon. Okay, And let's see if it does it now. Still not going to do it yet. All right, maybe it's waiting for us to reach a certain point of population growth before that will occur. I got killed off again. But keep trying. See if your goal could, see if you have the opportunity of getting to the point of where you will see a change in the type of fur color that occurs, where your population does introduce the mutation. Factors that'll drive the mutation fastest: limited food, introducing the wolf population. We know that a brown-furred rabbit has better camouflage and is able to survive in an environment where it blends in carefully. In this case, you can see the soil is brown, so that helps it blend in. The wolf population cannot see them, so obviously they can't be a prey for them. All right, so I'm going to introduce my wolf population here in a second. I still didn't get it. One more time. I'm just like a kid when it comes to these things. All right, so here we go. Eventually I'll figure this out. I'll get it. I'm going to introduce the wolf one time. And I'm going to click on my mutations again. See if they come through. And here we go. We got our brown-furred rabbits. Click off my food source, and I'm going to introduce my wolf population. See what happens. We overpopulated. We didn't get a chance to introduce the wolf population quick enough to see if they died back. All right, other opportunities of changing things. You can change the incisor, which is the two front teeth. That allows rabbits to eat different food sources. You can change how their ears are either floppy or upright. You can change fur colors over here. You can change the food source this time. You can change it from not just limited to lush versus tough, which means a more herbaceous plant that is harder to bite through. So obviously, if it's harder to bite through, it has to be a rabbit that has longer teeth. A rabbit with smaller teeth would not be able to feed off of a tough food source. So you can change them, and over here it shows you all the different types of traits that you can test for, and all the variabilities and variations in the environment that you can introduce that will result in changes or mutations among the population. This is all talking about what your chapter has introduced to you earlier. The species have a better chance of survival under changing environmental conditions, provided that there is variation among their own population. So in this case, rabbits that have longer incisor teeth, rabbits that have different fur color, and that allows them the opportunity to survive within their environment. Hope this helps. After you're done playing around with the two simulations, take a moment to answer the questions that are at the end of this activity. That's all I have for you. Enjoy your day.